Hello and welcome to another unboxing from Pushing Cardboard. I'm Grant Lindeberg, and today we're having a look at Sedgwick Attacks, Salem Church, May 3rd, 1863. This is the very latest in the Blind Swords. This is volume 10, and this is an interesting battle. This is just a little chunk of the larger Chancellorsville battle. Sedgwick really sort of well, he didn't do much the whole time. He seemed to be completely afraid to act through most of the whole battle, but he did get off his rear end and make this one attack after the bigger battle for Chancellorsville had already been lost. But such as it is, here we have a game on Sedgwick and his little attack. I love these Blind Swords games from Revolution, so I'm gonna open this up right away. Let's get right in and see what this one has to offer. All right, a couple of dice. The traditional face card that they use on the for the bagged versions of these games, which doubles as the turn record track and the broken box track. So we have all that there. We'll have a couple of versions of the combat results table. These are it's pretty much as far as I know, it's pretty much the same CRT from game to game, but sometimes there's a little bit of something unusual from game to game in the which weapons are there, how they rate at the ranges at whatever map they're using, and definitely there's often different fire shifts both for fire combat and close combat. Each game has its own chart for those things. On the back side, we have the cohesion test tables, the regular one, and then the one for close combat cohesion, which also has the white group of results that can send your attack quite sideways. Terrain key. We've got improved position hexes, but other than that, it looks like pretty standard terrain that we've seen in other Blind Swords games. Another couple of player aid cards. We've got the sequence of play and the terrain effects chart to go with that key that was on the other piece there. Brigade order details. This is always interesting. It's always different from game to game. How many MPs your average infantry unit's going to get for an attack versus a maneuver, etc. This is 4 for an attack, 6 for a maneuver. Sometimes they're higher. And on the back side, yes, here we have Union event descriptions. And there's quite a few here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different Union events, and I imagine it's probably, it looks like maybe 9 Confederate events. But so they each have their own separate and unique events. I mean, some will be doubled, command confusion, that's going to be the same for both sides, but a few unique events for each side, which is always adds a little more spice to the whole thing. Here we have the brigade activation displays for both sides. I really love this is a development that came, I don't know, maybe in volume 6 or 7, somewhere in there. Instead of putting your brigade activation chits on the board and flipping them over once they've been activated, you have these little off-board displays, which are much better. And here we have Sedgwick versus Wilcox. Not your mightiest two commanders in chief. There's the you can see who Wilcox has, and Wilcox just really has his own brigade and McLaw's brigade. Or division, I should say, I guess. We have the Blind Sword series rules, which we've, this is version 1.2, the latest, came out just this year, 2024. They look good. They're if you've played the you've probably got a copy of these already if you're an addict for the Blind Sword series like I am. But the rules are great. They're in black and white, but there's a fair bit of white space. A few examples, not a ton. Could maybe use a couple more, but it's not. It's all really understandable. I have no problem with these rules at all, really ever. It's they're great. So the series rules, no problem there. And here we have the exclusive rules. So this is where you get the rules that override the standard rules. And looks like we have a full color rule book again this time, which they've gone to for the exclusive rules. Tells us what the changes to terrain are. Tells us how this particular game will handle cavalry units, because they're handled differently from game to game. It's going to tell us, it's going to give us a few examples of line of sight. I don't know if there's any changes between games in terms of how fire combat works, but sometimes there's changes to the CRT column shifts, which we have here. So that's possible. Close combat, every game has its own close combat column shifts, and so they're all spelled out here as well. And finally, we have some scenarios. We have a 9-turn rebel ambush, which is, they say, is the historic battle. We have then a 12-turn Sedgwick's switch, which is a less historic scenario. And Keep Going Boys, which is looks like very much not a historical scenario. So there we go, and a nice page of designer notes. So all that's good. Everything, you know, if you've played these games, you know what to expect, and this one is right in the groove. Here's our counters. And the Union. Not sure what those ones with the dot on them are. They have a unit on the back side, so they are units. They've got a yellow dot on the front side, so there's going to be a special rule for that. Other than that, these counters look fairly familiar. Looks like your standard Blind Sword counters. And finally, here we have the map. It's going to be well, here we go. Here's the plank road. That's the main road. And I'm thinking maybe that, yeah, well, yeah, this is Salem Church right here. I guess let's see if I can't zoom out a bit and let you see. Whoops. Let you see a little more of that map. There we go. So, you know, this battle takes place on the edge of the wilderness. So we're seeing a lot of woods and a few open spots. Main road. There's Salem Church. Two other victory locations, I would guess, and another something for the Union or the Rebs to try and get to here, and the Union to get to here. But yeah, well, let's zoom in so you can see. You know, the map's very pretty. I know everybody misses Rick Barber, but I think the direction the maps have gone is terrific. They're still beautiful, and most importantly, they're magnificently functional. So they satisfy both crowds, the usability and the more art lover types, I suppose. Well, there we go. That's everything for Sedgwick Attacks from Revolution Games. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. In the meantime, please check out my podcast, Pushing Cardboard. You can find it anywhere you get your podcasts, or there's even a video version of it usually on YouTube under the same name, Pushing Cardboard. See you next time.